I want to be extremely clear before I say anything else. And that is, no one is claiming that Nicolas Maduro is a good leader. No one is pretending that Venezuela is a peaceful democracy. That's not the debate. What I woke up to this morning were claims that the United States captured a sitting foreign president and his wife through direct action. Some officials are speaking, some headlines are flying, and details are still being confirmed. And the reason this matters, guys, is because if the United States did carry out a military or paramilitary operation to seize a foreign head of the state, the biggest issue is not whether Maduro deserved it. The issue is how that decision was made and who authorized it. Because under the Constitution, Congress is supposed to have oversight over the use of military force. That's not a technicality, that's a safeguard. Checks and balances exist specifically to prevent one person or one branch from unilaterally exercising that level of power. So the question isn't morality, the question is just the process. And here's where the precedent and the contradiction come into play. Because the justification being floated centers on drugs and criminal networks tied to Venezuela. But at the same exact time, this administration has shown already a willingness to pardon or commute sentences for individuals convicted of serious drug trafficking offenses. So if the concern is drugs, then the message becomes quite inconsistent. Aggressive foreign action on one hand, leniency toward convicted traffickers on the other. That disconnect really does matter when you're expanding executive power under the banner of law enforcement. And that brings us back to precedent. If a president can authorize the capture of a foreign head of state without clear congressional approval, that authority does not disappear after this moment. It carries forward. It becomes available to future administrations in situations that may be far less clear, far more dangerous, or more political, whatever. It also blurs the line between criminal prosecution and warfare. I mean, are we enforcing the law or are we using military force? Because, guys, those two things are governed by very different rules. Checks and balances don't exist to protect dictators. They exist to protect us by making sure that no single leader decides when force is used, who it's used against, and how far it goes. Especially with McDonald Trump in office, this isn't a partisan argument. You can believe Maduro is corrupt and still demand congressional oversight. Those positions are not in conflict, but if we stop questioning how power is used just because we agree with the target, guys, that's when precedent becomes dangerous. And that's the part worth paying attention to, honestly.